Hi everyone, welcome back to the Smashi Business Show where we talk all news about business. And today we are joined by the founder of 11 Green Burger Bistro, and they just opened in Khawanij, and their main location has been or was and still is in Jumeirah. We are joined by, of course, Sultan, who is the mastermind behind this amazing burger place. So, hi Sultan, and thank you so much for joining us.
Hi Farah, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure being here.
So, of course, it is one of the best burger places in the UAE and the number 3 in the world, because it's a burger, it's a very popular burger bistro, of course, and a lot of people do love burgers, right? And there are many burger, let's say, places that are there around. So what would you say differentiates 11 Green from other burger places?
Great question. I mean, like you said, I think the burger category is probably the most competitive category in the market. It's one of the most popular ones as well. And people have different tastes when it comes to burgers. Everybody has a different view. Some like it thick, some like it grilled, some like it smashed. But I think for us in 11 Green, it really comes down to premium ingredients, and my motto has always been simple is king. Keep the burger simple, the right quality of beef, the right cuts, the right grind. Same with the buns, the sauce. Everything needs to be kind of simple, and stick to that core essentially. I think the differentiating factor for us, I believe, is the fact that we don't have a freezer in 11 Green. We don't freeze our meat. Everything is ground fresh for the day. This is our unique selling point, because in developing the product, I tested it out over a number of days, and you can't beat the taste and the texture of freshly ground beef. Essentially, that's what it is.
That's beautiful. But you come from an energy sector background. So how would you say that, of course, you have worked in energy, and in parallel of that, you have worked in creating burgers. And a lot of the times when I talk to, let's say, restaurant owners, they are mainly like engineers. Do you think that there's like an engineering aspect that you have, let's say, implemented in creating the burger?
Well, I think it's funny because the theme of and if you've been to 11 Green, you'll see the formulas, the mathematical formulas, the equations all around, and that's inspired by the fact that I am a chemical engineer by background, and really the theme is, what is the winning formula to creating a great burger, right? That's essentially what it is. And food, there is a science to food. There's a science to, if you speak to my wife, she'll tell you, baking and desserts, which is her specialty, is science. It's not an art. I believe, in the food side, there is an element of science, and having that structure around developing a recipe and then maintaining it is a bit of an engineering there. So
100%. Creating burger is not that easy. So as well, this led to winning a few burger competitions, of course, and eventually leaving behind the corporate, energy, chemical engineering job. How would you say, or how did you find the opening of your first restaurant with your wife in 2023? It was like.
Well, it wasn't planned. The burger came to me by coincidence. I am a corporate guy. I've been in corporate America for 19 years, working mainly in oil and gas, power consulting, management consulting. And I'm very blessed to have worked with these great companies. I think I am who I am because of the career that I've had. But my passion was not there. My passion has always been in food. My wife and I started a supper club 5.5, 6 years ago called Tano's at 8. which is a Mediterranean, Spanish, and Mediterranean-inspired supper club. I cook and my wife does the desserts, and we had a table at home. People would come and experience our dinner in our home in Al Manara. And that was where I felt alive. That's where she felt alive. It was just us kind of being in the moment. And then one day, during that period of supper clubs, I think we did around 800 supper clubs. We were one of the first in Dubai to actually launch supper clubs. But there was a burger competition. It was Ramadan. We weren't having any dinners, any supper clubs, because we're both fasting. And when I fast, I don't like to have supper clubs. So we were taking a break. And then there was an announcement for a burger competition in the UAE. Who makes the best burger in Dubai and the UAE? That was the theme. And I told my wife, look, I'm bored. It's Ramadan. I want to enter. I want to try. She's like, you're crazy. You make paellas and Spanish food. Burgers is not your thing. And I'm like, doesn't matter. I just want to have fun. I want to enjoy it. So she's like, okay, go ahead. I went in, and that one thing led to another. Passed through the first round, second round, got into the semifinals, and I won. I won that competition, which qualified me to the World Food Championship in the US, in Dallas, Texas, in 2023, November. Again, I'm super excited. We go to Dallas. I took a week off from work. We went to Dallas, Texas, competing with 30 competitors. 25 of them were from the US. They're Americans. They breathe, eat for breakfast burgers, right? I mean, this is this is their food, right?
It's their thing, yes.
And we came third, essentially. Third in the World Food Championships in Dallas, Texas. And hence the title, third best burger in the world, is because of that competition that happened in November of 2023.
So it was meant to be.
It was meant to be. November 22, sorry, apologies.
Yes, no worries.
So it was meant to be. And then from there, it was just like, I need to do something. And I'm not the kind who believes I can have a job and at the same time open a restaurant. I need to be fully vested. My passion needs to come through the place. And so I resigned in February of 2023. And we opened 11 Green in Jumeirah on May 1st of 2023.
That's beautiful. Now, as well, speaking of the food and beverages industry, the food and beverage industry in Dubai is growing really fast, and new restaurants emerge very quickly here in Dubai. And as well, in addition, the hype in restaurants in Dubai is very rampant. Now, how can this hype over these restaurants help in starting a successful business?
Yeah, it's a good question. So I think, what's unique about the Dubai F&B landscape is when I came 18 years ago, when I moved to Dubai, you go to the mall, you drive around the streets, you only see franchises. You only saw international brands, and you hardly saw any local brands coming up. And now it's the reverse. When you drive around, when you walk around, the brands that are hyped, that are trending, that get people excited are the homegrown brands that have people behind them with a story. And I believe that is one of the ingredients to a successful restaurant is having founders and having people with passion behind a concept, and not just bringing something and sticking it and saying, let's see what happens. You know what I mean? I think the initial hype of a restaurant is important. The key is, how do you maintain it? How do you maintain that initial hype? And ultimately, it comes down to quality. If you maintain your quality, if you stick to your ingredients, if you don't cut corners around costs to increase margins, I think people will appreciate that, and they'll see that, and they'll keep coming, right, essentially.
100%. We see a lot of restaurants that get the hype at the beginning. Then as they do, their quality decreases, which gets me to jump to the other question. So, what inspired the transition from, at home Mediterranean supper club to this amazing burger joint, of course? And if we can just like see the touch of Mediterranean flavor, can we see the touch of the Mediterranean flavor in your burgers?
You will not see a touch of Mediterranean flavors in the burgers. You will see the same philosophy of simple is king. Simple ingredients cooked perfectly. For me, is a winning formula when it comes to good food. And the same approach I take with my burgers, the same approach I take with my Mediterranean cuisine as well. Again, it really happened by accident. The burger, and I love burgers. I've always loved burgers, but it wasn't where I started in terms of my cooking skills, right? So
I mean, for sure, the more that people do complicate the food, whether it's burgers or any other thing, it gets too complicated. So as well, I would like to ask that you started the business with your wife. And how's it going? How do you guys balance, like life and work life as well as work partners? Because it's not easy.
It's not easy, and Dubai is busy, right? It can consume you. We have kids. We have 3 kids. We have 2 dogs. It's a busy household. My wife has another job as well, so she actually has a career. I have a career too, but I'm an entrepreneur now, right? So things are busy, and I think you need to kind of prioritize. You need to prioritize where you want to spend your time, where you want to invest your time, and some things will not get as much time, right? Essentially, but I think for us, we definitely have a big part of our focus on our passion, which it comes to food. Obviously, our kids. And our health as well, right? 100%. I think these are the 3 priorities. Yeah,
100%. So we noticed that new restaurants emerge all the time in Dubai, and of course, a lot of them do actually get the hype and a lot of customers. But this might, of course, dilute after a while. Again, like what is one advice that you would give to restaurants so that they could maintain the hype other than keeping the quality of things and not cutting costs?
I honestly think developing developing new products that get people excited is always good, because people are hungry for something new. They love having the same consistent quality, but that's not where it ends. You really have to innovate, and I think that's one thing you can do. Obviously, staying active on social media, being an active member of the community, bringing the community together. Through different initiatives, and we've done quite a few of those in 11 Green. We have one ongoing right now where every week for the next 11 weeks we are announcing a winner. Winner will get 1,000 dirhams, right? Essentially by answering a few questions when it comes to, trivia, something about 11 Green, something about movies that have burgers. So we keep it exciting, and people want to have fun with that. They want to interact with the brand, essentially. And the more you're able to interact with them, the better they respond. And that maintains that momentum as well.
That's amazing. Now, what would you say, in your opinion? Of course, there are a lot of, as I said earlier, burger places. Some of them are famous, some of them are local. So what would you say differentiates your burger from other burgers, other than the quality, of course?
Other than the quality? Well, I mean, I think that our menu is extremely simple. And it's done that way by design. I think that's one thing that I've always wanted to have is I don't like going into restaurants and seeing very big menus. To me, it's like saying I can do everything. I don't want to do everything. I want to do the select few that I believe are the best, right? And I think that's one approach that we've taken that not many others have taken. I'm not going to say not everybody else has taken, but not many others have taken. That's one thing. Beyond the quality, I think the way we execute our burgers, the way we make them. I'm bringing my corporate lingo in here. Execute. It's funny. I jump between being a chef and being a corporate executive.
It is in you, so it must be. It's inevitable.
Yeah. Yes. So I like to say that we hand press our burgers. We don't smash them.
Okay.
Which is also something unique because we do it gently. A lot of the smash burger places, they would go all the way to make it super thin and crispy, which is amazing and it tastes great. But I like to go a little bit more gently because that retains a lot of the juiciness in the meat. And I believe that's something unique that we have.
Well, of course, I want to jump to a business food question. Business is included everywhere. So how would you say you advertise your burger and, of course, your burger spot, 11 Green?
How do we advertise it? Honestly, for us, it's been word of mouth has been our biggest, I would say, tool when it comes to awareness, market awareness and advertising. And that's played a lot because of the journey and the story that we've been through building up to 11 Green. I think that naturally happened. And we're fortunate, we're lucky to have the word of mouth be that force behind our exposure in the market. Secondly, I think social media. Obviously, we're active on Instagram. We like to interact with the community, as I mentioned before, and that's always been something that my wife and I would do ourselves a lot of the time. I don't know how to use Instagram very well, so she would do a lot more on that front. But now we actually obviously have a social media manager, and we have a team that kind of handles that as well, which is super helpful.
Well, thank you so much for all of the information, and I can confirm it is an amazing burger. It's very juicy, and everyone should try it. They miss out. It's one of the best burgers in the world. So there is that. Thank you for as well answering my questions, and of course telling everyone. Would you like to tell people anything about 11? One last message about 11 Green.
I think the last message would be that 11 Green is really a passion project. And my message is that when you're passionate about something, whatever it is, even F&B or outside, that is the biggest ingredient and winning factor to a successful business at the end of the day. Is really the passion behind it is what makes it happen. So.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone who was tuning in on the Smashi Business Show. This was our episode and our interview with the founder of 11 Green, Sultan Chatila. Don't forget to tune in, same time, same place tomorrow. Goodbye from me.
Thank you.